This is Political Core, the non-PC edition of The Aaron Cruz Show, where you decide the topics. The only place where you get the news you want from the people you trust. We are your balanced and accurate information resource.
Good evening and welcome to the Aaron Cruz Show. I'm coming to you live from Palm Springs, California. This is Political Core. I'm your hostess, Aaron Cruz. Thank you for joining me. Tonight's topic is none other than that NFL. What am I calling that? I'm calling that the National Freedom League. Yes, I'm getting a lot of tweets actually about it. I'm calling it National Freedom League. And we got to talk about this, everybody. I mean, it's everywhere. All we can see, all over the news, all over everywhere, is something about the NFL. Somebody so-and-so had something and such to say, and such congressperson had such and such something to say. I mean, you name it. I mean, my phone is going a blast about it. Somebody new has something to say. I don't know. I think we need a new name for this, and that's why I came up with the National Freedom League. Because this is the thing, folks, is that this issue is not going to go away. What we're seeing right now in America is not going to go away. We have let too many amongst and within our midst who are heck bent on seeing America fall. And this goes past division of political beliefs and fundamental, issues where people, I believe in abortion and I don't. No. This goes way, way, way past that. This goes to the core of what allows people. I mean, let's roll back right now, okay? Let's roll back to 1776, yes? I mean, let's even roll back farther than that. So many people struggled, and it doesn't matter if you're black, white, doesn't matter what your background is. So many people have struggled generation upon generation. We go back 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, 1400s, back. Go back. Doesn't matter what continent you're on. People fought. People struggled for their freedom, struggled for the ability to do for their family, to live and choose to worship freely. And to live a life that they wanted to live for themselves, for their family. Okay, they conquered lands, they fought for beliefs, so many have died. I mean, not even until 1776, when the birth of our nation came to be, if you will. Okay, I'm struggling with the idea that we have people among us who are so ingrained with the idea that what they want is better for America than what America has. What America has right now is the ability for you and for me. It doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter how you identify. Okay, what we have right now is my ability and your ability to choose to live our life in whatever manner we choose, so long as we don't step on another's freedom and, of course, break laws which obviously are there to protect others' freedoms. Okay, we have a lot of problems in our country and in our nation, but the biggest thing is this, is that you and I are free to live our lives the way we see fit. We really are. And we couldn't be at this place. We couldn't be at this place without the blood, the literal blood, sweat, and tears of the patriots that came before us. Okay? We really couldn't. I did a post just a few minutes ago before, well, probably an hour ago, before I started writing the show and kind of going through things. And I kind of wanted to just put it out there that, look, this is bigger than you and me. This goes back to, the founding fathers and our founding principles and everything that this great nation is based on. Okay, and it goes back to a space where it's, what they're doing in this NFL, it's big. And it's big in the sense that we need to shut it down. And the reason why this sort of thing, they have the every right to protest on their own time. They do not have the right to protest on their employer's time. And we'll talk about the tax status of the NFL as well. But what I posted about was Star Spangled Banner. I mean, it goes back to when we basically, are, as a people, I'm getting tears in my eyes. I'm sorry. I'm really having a difficult time kind of pulling this together because it goes back to us as a people. I want to read to you, the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner. Many of you know it, all right? Many of you know it. And it says, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave." I posted, that's just, and I get chills every time I read it. I posted the lyrics, and I also posted kind of the backstory of what this meant, right? It's the reason people are protesting this song, protesting the flag and what it stands for is because they are vehemently against the United States of America. They can blame it on slavery, they can blame it on skin color, they can blame it on whatever they want to blame it on. But the fact of the matter is this, is the way this song was written, why it was written, how it was written, and what it was written for is just about as all-American as you can get. And I don't care what color skin you are, what race, what gender you are. This song really is at the heart of what America really is, and it is somewhat controversial on some notes racially. But the thing is this: is I want to ask you. I'm white, and I have Irish and Scottish ancestors. Right? Who there were white slaves. Right? No, I don't believe that there's really been any race that has been without slavery or without struggle in the course of history. But the way humanity in America have it, the way we have it right now in America, we've got it darn good. And we need to be darn proud of where we were, where we've come from, and really define where we're going to go from now on out. Here on out. We have, as a people, the opportunity to band together to strengthen our economy, which we are doing. Our stock market is unbelievable. I started accepting cryptocurrency for donations. There's a lot of freedom going on in the marketplaces, the ability for people to see opportunity where there wasn't any just some years back here. But as a people, as a whole, as a people, American people, United States of American citizens, we have an opportunity to pull together, to get it together, and to make great things for the future of our nation. And now I'm going to tell you what, everybody, right now, right here, right now, what we create, what we bring forward from this learning curve. There are people who hate America, and they're going to try to pull her down from within. We need to expose them. We need to expose them. I'm going to tell you, we need to expose them, and we need to band together as a nation, and we need to grow our own companies, that grow our own nation, and move forward. And as we move forward as a nation, united together as one, and we prosper, okay, as we prosper, other nations will prosper. The world has been struggling because we as a superpower, as a strength, as we came out of, some people say, oh, Bill Clinton did great things. Well, as we came out of Reagan era, I will say, we birthed through that process great prosperity, all right? And as we move forward, we saw nations do better. And then as we came forward and we started to see some struggle, the world struggles, and it hurts. When we as a nation are hurting because we provide so much for so many other people, and I'm not saying giving, I'm saying as a matter of trade, as a matter of commerce, as a matter of, flow through in terms of international infrastructure. When we prosper, when we take care of ourselves, when we do for ourselves, others prosper. That's just how it works. When, like, for example, for your family, when you do well, all right, when you do well, when God blesses you, when you do well, you prosper, your church prospers, your family prospers, your community prospers. Yes? And so it's the same with the United States of America. So as I look at the NFL and I'm looking at the Star Spangled Banner, and I just think to myself, the Star Spangled Banner is pretty much the backbone of American exceptionalism, and what in terms of what the song meant, what it was written for, and why we sing it at many of our events. And also the Pledge of Allegiance is another great piece that was written, which we also say in many gatherings. But as I looked at this, oh gosh, I'm tearing up again. As I look at this Star Spangled Banner, I just can't help but wonder, how can you not love it? How can you not see? How can you not see the struggle that came forward and through our nation to make it what it was? And yes, people died. Yes, lives were lost. Yes, there was turmoil. But how far have we come, and how much have we united since then? How much more peace has much of our earth seen as a result of our goodness and our growth over the last several 100 years here now. And when I see the NFL players, and I say players because I don't, the NFL has taken its own stand, but the players themselves are stepping forward and on their employment time making a statement politically, it just breaks my heart. This is an all-American sport. Now, now a lot of people notice this, but when we look at the NFL and we see that they, now are no longer a tax exempt, they aren't any longer a nonprofit. Okay, they are, as of 2015, they gave up their tax exempt status. Okay, they did. They gave it up, and they basically, the article that I posted today said it really clearly. they pretty much, though they are no longer tax exempt, and they are now having to pay the man, they still yet are receiving massive subsidies, and not all Americans understand this. They just don't. They aren't aware. They aren't aware that they receive massive tax breaks. And one of the things, that they receive is, let's see, they have nearly 2 billion. Okay, the Washington Post basically put out an article, okay, and Gates basically went ahead and he made a statement. He says, quote, "The public pays 70% of the cost of NFL stadiums. Tax-exempt sport leagues generate nearly $2 billion in revenue." So he's just one of several Republicans basically suggesting that taxpayers are being ripped off. Now, there's been a shift, because it used to be that they were, a sports league, and they were, non-political. They were, doing their own thing. So the players would be in the back when the national anthem went, and then everybody would come out and, do their thing. And then somehow there was a shift, and whatever it might be, it's back to them being a non, basically, they're basically in the space where they aren't a nonprofit, so to speak, but they do get exemptions, and they're bringing in buku bucks. So the question is this, is how much are taxpayers willing to pay for entertainment which is just foul, tasting, and anti-American? In my humble opinion, I believe if they're going to be a club, they need to operate like a club. And they, how they're operating, paying these players millions upon millions, just isn't the way to go. It used to be that football players and baseball players, they had real jobs. They did. They had real jobs other than playing their sport. And we know that the commitment that these pro athletes have now are, it's quite complex. However, I just have to say, how much are taxpayers willing to pay for new stadiums, new digs, new high-tech digs for these players who, want to make political stances on the field? And it's not just about the politicism of the players on the field. It's everything that comes after that. It's families just not being able to go there for entertainment. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's just as bad as when you get, a halftime player or a Super Bowl halftime player who, comes out and, entertainer or singer or whatever, and they make the newest, latest, and greatest political gaffe, which just takes all the fun and excitement out of what the event is there to do. It's there to unify. It's there to, help people get away from their everyday grind of work throughout the week, to escape, to have leisure, to be able to enjoy statistics and the challenge, and then also the camaraderie between their fellow Americans and man, and really just enjoy life. And that is all soured by the few people who are, just taking this way to the next level. And we don't need to name names because we know them all. And then you have the avalanche after that. Then the congressperson has to get on Fox News. Then the Fox News person has to get on Fox News and talk to him. And then it just infiltrates our homes, and it goes back into an entire loop of propaganda, which either leans left or leans right, depending on what your side you're on and what kind of news outlet you listen to. You may see, different views. But I think the long and the short of it is, it doesn't matter if you're right, left, up, down, Doesn't matter. People, the American people are fed up. They're done with it. They want the National Freedom League. They want the ability to have free time where they get to enjoy their family, they get to enjoy leisure, they get to enjoy statistics and enjoy fun and have an entertaining experience with their TV or at a sports game. Okay? That's what they want. And this NFL is going to have to stand up straight and pull out its wallet and start looking at where the buck stops, because I'm going to tell you what, the buck's going to start stopping right about here. People are done. People are done. I've seen it all over. I've seen interviews, papers, write-ups, articles, statistics. The numbers are coming out on ratings. Any kind of subscriptions, they're being dropped. You're going to see that even drop more over the next week as people get more and more fed up. And this is just it. This doesn't have to be this way. American exceptionalism, we should be looking for the greatest, the best, the most talented. Well, you know what that might be? That might be on a level where there isn't money involved. College games, all right? Now, there's money involved there, but it's a whole different situation. That might be the place where we'll be able to find some peace, and hopefully they don't politicize that. Because the fact of the matter is that American public they pay good money to get the entertainment that they desire and want. And when they pull that money away, people like the NFL are going to feel it. They're going to feel it. The networks are going to feel it. They're going to see it. It's going to be out there in the numbers. And as a matter of fact, I really feel that this is going to be a good wake-up call. This is going to be, kind of taking the temperature of America and seeing where people's allegiance lie. Because I don't know that this is a left or a right issue. Because you can agree with or be pro-life or pro-choice and still love America. Okay, you can be liberal or conservative and still love America. You can be a Democrat and a Republican and still love America. And you could be all of those things and really feel just utter disdain for what people in the NFL have done to the NFL and to the brand and to American football as it is as a whole. So, hopefully, maybe we'll even see a unification from this. We'll just have to play that by ear. So, I know at the Queen of Politics we get into a little bit more fun tonight. I know I just wanted to really touch on the NFL and National Freedom League. Thursday night is the Queen of Politics, and it should be a pretty good show. I've been writing it for a week now. I'm really excited, and I'll put in some really kind of interesting things from just the last day here, but and tomorrow. I think you'll like it. It's 7 p.m. again on Thursday, the Queen of Politics, and then tonight is Political Core. We are not going to get into healthcare reform. I'm so frustrated with Congress. We need to lay into them. This NFL issue has completely distracted Congress. They're working on things behind the scenes, but the reality is this: so anytime you have a distraction like this, it's like throwing a wrench at Congress, and that could prove very problematic. So let's keep an eye on them. September 30th is coming. Only a few more days here, and it's then our opportunity expires. I have not seen anything that's passed in the Senate, unless I've been absolutely blind and just completely inundated with propaganda from the NFL. So if you've seen otherwise, go ahead and send it to me, but I haven't seen anything. Then the phone number for Congress is 202-224-3121. That's 202-224-3121. And the House.gov, Senate.gov, you can go ahead and contact your Congress members. please turn up the heat. I am calling for full repeal. Full repeal, no questions asked. We can't have an 11th hour anything go through. And I just, that will give us 2 years. Now, if they don't do that, then we'll have to relook at this. But this is just something that needs to be addressed. So please contact your Congress members. Again, speak to them. Also ask them what's on their agenda, what else they're looking at, where they stand on DACA, what they plan on doing, if anything, with DACA for the Dreamers. As you know, I am fully and completely against any sort of Dreamer amnesty, and it pretty much goes against all conservative policies and stances. The only way to come here is the right way, and your parents brought you here. You should go back to your parents. We've talked about this many, many different times. The only situations which should be given exceptions would be people who are here who are sex trafficked or human trafficking victims who need massive rehabilitation and basically rescued from their home life, from their home country, and all resources should be cut off from their home nation, from their home people. They should fully assimilate to the United States if they need that sort of financial and physical assistance in gaining freedom from that life that they were forced to leave. And we've gone into that in other shows as well. You can also look up other resources on my website. That's www.aaroncruz.com, or send emails and inquiries to info@aaroncruz.com. You can also like me on social media, Political Core, and for all things politics, Wagner Gurley on Twitter. That's at Wagner Gurley, WAGNERGIRLE. Last of all, I just want to share, I do have now a sign-up form on my website, and the reason is I was getting a lot of people entering my site, and they were basically data mining, and they weren't really interested in the work that I do, the work that everybody else is doing. So I put up that sign-up form. You only have to sign up once. I do not spam you. I will send out information on my book. Probably I'll send out an email once a month. That's it. And that's pretty much that. I just am tired of people coming in and then spamming and also data mining. For my safety, for the safety of my friends who I interact with on social media as well, I just want a lockdown. I want to know who's on my site, and I want to make sure everybody is safe. So that's what that's about. And also, so I can send you out that information on what's going on as I ramp up my platform. We've been growing and growing fairly rapidly. We have very exciting. We also have been accepted on iHeartRadio for our podcast. And so you will also be able to, as you see on my website now, you can subscribe to the podcast for Political Core and the Aaron Cruz Show, as well as the Queen of Politics for both iTunes and Google Play. Well, we didn't do Political Core and the Queen of Politics. We only did the Aaron Cruz Show for iHeartRadio. And the Aaron Cruz Show is going to, for iHeartRadio, encompass all of the work that I do kind of in one big lump. It's everything everything Aaron Cruz, I guess, so I'm the Aaron Cruz Show. So I went ahead and I included everything. And they did accept it, and so now we are available on iHeartRadio. So that's really exciting. I'm going to go ahead and add the link as soon as I have that available to me, which should be early this next week. So as always, I want to really thank you for everything, for joining me in freedom, for being an American patriot and standing up for what you believe in, Even if you stand alone, you stand strong. And I'm right there standing with you together. As always, we want to grow together. We want to find common solutions. We want to find common ground. I will always answer any questions I can. Do not hesitate to reach out. We are in this together. Okay. Thank you for joining me, Erin Cruz, on Political Core, the Erin Cruz Show. Join me again this Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Queen of Politics, where we have a lot more fun and we talk a few issues. As always, with information you can use to make positive change in your community, in your state, and in the nation. Have a blessed evening, all. God bless you, and God bless America.
To hear more and to learn more on how you can make an impact or about Political Core and the Erin Cruz Show, visit us online at erincruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ.com. Thank you for joining us, and see you at the same time and the same place next week.